Hey, 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 and welcome into the show, the Spiel. It's a little quiet on set this morning, so I think we should get things started with Sir Mix-a-Lucas. He's asked me not to call him
Please
that,
don't ever call me that.
How are you?
Again. I'm doing good. How are you?
Are you?
Yeah.
Good. Anything to report?
It's a nice day outside, sunny. I think the
says,
rain
"Get out
is
of
done
my
for the
personal
week.
life."
You
Yes,
know,
yes,
I
yes.
mean,
Yes.
did I miss my calling as a weatherman?
Perhaps, but you got to know the low pressure and the high pressure and be able to match that without actually seeing it. So,
I don't understand.
no. All right, so we need a little bit of music to liven it up. I'm going to let you choose, okay?
You ready?
But only like 3.5 seconds.
And I'm into discipline. Got a Bible in my hand and a beard on my chin.
What? Okay, I think that's enough. I mean, did that set the tone, guys? I mean, you're all laughing.
That is on paradise.
I'm so glad you guys got that within the 4 seconds. That
Okay,
it was on.
should that set the tone for our show?
Yeah.
Did it? It was the only kind of tone to have. Thank you for that, Lucas. So
Anytime.
before we get down to business today, we have some follow-up. So it was many weeks ago. I walked in and I had that little tag thing.
What's going on here?
Oh yeah. So
Did someone just
No
walk out of the
blouse.
store? I think she
I either stole it or they forgot to take it off. After deciding that I just wanted to wear that shirt again because I was going to have you guys destroy it on set and get it off for me. But I went home and as you do with everything, you Google or go to YouTube and they tell me how to get it off with 2 forks, okay? One was so badly damaged that I couldn't bring it in. I'm not even sure what happened to it. But this is the result of trying to get that little sensor thingy off but it came off, Rob. I mean, after torque. Phil, this is a heavy duty. Feel that. That's heavy duty, right?
That is really thick.
That's thick. So listen, the rule of thumb there is don't use your grandmama's, really fancy forks and stuff to that. That is the rule of fork. Yeah, no doubt. All right, so, you guys have heard about people wanting to know more about their ancestry, right? Where they came from, and there's shows dedicated to this. And we've learned of late that Edward Norton, do you guys know him? He was just in Glass Onion, right? With 007. But did you know that he's been connected to Pocahontas? 12th great-grandmother. Do you hear me? That's insane.
That is insane.
It is. It's crazy what people are digging up. And Julia Roberts isn't a Roberts. So anyway, it does happen a lot. We have no proof. I mean, you know where you come from, or you think you know where you come from. If you start doing a little bit of digging, you may find something that you don't want. But it did bring up the idea this week of the many times that I've been approached saying, you look like, or are you this person? So I thought, with your permission, Rob, that we would step over here into the does she look like her? Probably not booth. Okay? All right. So what we're going to do is we'll let you decide. I mean, I'm talking about years of people approaching. It happened this last week. This guy's sitting in a restaurant. He's waiting for me. He has his phone ready and he said, do you know who you look like? Right? And then he sticks this image in my face. So we're going to let you guys decide. Here are the 3 people I've been told over the years, many times, not just once, that I somehow resemble. So we're gonna take a look. The first one, she's an 80s singer, Kim Wilde. What do you guys think? I guess you should look at the eyes, the nose, cheekbones. Yes, no?
If they say you look like a blonde white lady.
A blonde, really, is it that vague? I mean, you think it's that vague?
Nah.
No?
Nah.
Okay, here we go. Here's the other one. And you may or may not remember this lady. She was a really well-known actress back in my day, and she was on a lot of popular shows. She was a soap opera star for a little bit. Nicolette Sheridan. Yay? Nay. Some similarity. Oh, really, Riley? Nicolette Sheridan. Okay. My doppelganger. We could pass. No? Stunt double. I love it. Okay. And now this is one that I got years and years ago, probably more in my 20s. Barbara Streisand. Take a look. I mean, all of these ladies are lovely, but.
So I think she looks like you maybe
back in the day.
Back when you were on the news.
Yeah.
On the news. Okay, so she looks more newsy. Okay, all right. All right, we have a whole lot of show to get to, so we want you to stay there. I promise you won't be disappointed. Tim's showing off again on the red carpet. We've got people in the kitchen. We've got musical talent. We've got some entrepreneurial spirit in the air. Stay right there. Lucas, play us out. He wasn't ready.
I wasn't ready.
See, my DJ's never ready.
Tonight we're gonna party like it's 1699.
This is the worst.
We'll use this
One day,
sometime.
right.
One day we're going to need this.
You know, one of the most important things is the preservation of the land.
Absolutely.
We have all kinds of different providers, from doctors, nurse practitioners, pediatricians, mental health. Pretty much anything that you need, we have available.
That we can take care of anybody that needs our help.
We just want to help you.
We're helping those that otherwise might not receive the care that they need.
Well, we can see people that normally wouldn't be able to get to someone. We are here to help you and on your team.
The teachers are really good, they're understanding.
All of our faculty here teach from experience.
I love it. It's so hands-on.
They want to see us succeed.
There's so many options, so many things they can choose from.
I wasn't just another statistic out there.
My advisors and my professors have been very helpful.
I've felt completely at home from the first day. Everyone has been so welcoming and helpful and encouraging. It's made it really easy. So I would for sure recommend Jonny.
So we have a few entrepreneurial geniuses on set. You ever been called that?
Well, that's nice. We like the sound of it.
Sounds very good.
Wayne and Michelle Searles, thanks so much for joining us from Rendleman Orchards. So it's a long-standing, multi-generational working farm.
Yes.
Correct.
A lot of work.
A lot of work.
So, you know, I've been here for 20 some odd years, and I remember years ago, it was just one of those places that when you're driving along and you stumble upon it, you're like, man, this is a really special place. This is a cool place. And over the decades, I've seen where you guys have evolved and you've grown and you've met a demand of a community and of a portion in the country, you know, Southern Illinois, and you're definitely on the map. And you do things year round, right? You're not just the crop farmers and you don't just have the general store. Talk to us a little bit about the day in the life of.
Well, Wayne, you could probably talk to what we do in our off season.
What are the months for apples? When do we...
The months of apples, we start harvesting apples about the middle of August.
Okay.
And then we quit our harvest around the end of September to the beginning of October.
Okay.
But we harvest a lot of apples very rapidly, a lot more than we can sell at that particular time.
I see.
So we have large coolers that we can keep them in because they can stay fresh and their apples hold very well.
Okay.
And they can stay in there so we can sell them throughout our season to about Christmas to our customers.
I know we've had chefs come in and they have your juice and a number of different products that maybe you used, you know, some of those to put in a jar or sell it
Exactly
another
right.
way.
So those get sorted out with the packing process too. So all the product gets washed.
Okay.
And then it goes through a sorting process where we sort out the different grades according to what our customers desire.
Okay.
And then it gets packaged in different types of containers according to what our customers desire.
Well, I think what's been so impressive about you guys is you've got those months down and you know what you do on the farm there. But we've watched you come in with the lovely fresh flowers and the monarch butterflies, and there's something there all of the time, and you've really capitalized and done well in that regard. Was that your brainchild, or?
Well, I started in the farm full-time 9 years ago, and we've just really tried to meet our customer demand. And the more that social media has developed over the years, the more we realized people were interested in what we do. And a lot of folks don't realize how many pollinators we need to pollinate the apples and the vegetables that we had done. And so those flower fields served a purpose. And it wasn't until I would say about 7 years ago that we actually opened up our farm to the public.
Okay.
And we had always had a You Pick Pumpkin patch, which Wayne's mother Betty developed during her time running the market. And the flowers were added with us. And that really took off. Of course, flower fields are a wonderful opportunity for social media photos. It's a way for people to capture their memories there.
Beautiful, beautiful.
And the bees, the butterflies, and the hummingbirds followed, so.
That's, you know, it's incredible that you guys have found a way to appeal, and it's great because with social media, not only do you go to your page, but when you flip through, you guys have done a great job of, you have a lot of photo opportunities there, and you just happen to have your business's name, you know, present in all photos. What a great way to just market yourself and very inexpensively.
Yes, I noticed with my daughter's ages, the millennials, they wanted some type of photo op.
That's right.
And I started doing those in a very small way at first. And when I saw there began to have a little line forming to get your photo in the photo op, I started adding a little more. And then we eventually grew that so much that I could not do it all by myself. And we were also utilizing Wayne's team quite a bit to help us put those together. We were pulling things out of our old barns that our community and our customers had never seen.
Right.
And we've been hoarding a lot of old things for 150 years thinking, we'll use this sometime. One day we're gonna need this.
That's what a lot of farmers do.
Absolutely. Just out in the barn, out in the shed.
We don't throw things away.
That's right.
Sometimes.
The other thing that you guys do that perhaps people don't see behind the scenes is it's very important for this part of the country to be on the map. And I know that you guys travel, you're part of some educational panels, and you participate in things like that. Maybe not only to learn more about your craft, but to also share some things and enlighten individuals on, you know, what's going on in the way of that particular farming community. How important is that in your yearly commitments to go and travel and learn from other people?
Yes, we do. We gather. You never can learn enough. So we attend meetings. We've attended meetings in California, Washington State, and we've actually visited a lot of other wonderful farms. And in our industry, there's a term called agritourism.
Right.
So you know
Big
you can go as far as you want to with it, or you can do as little as you want to with it. And we've chose to go more the route of keeping our farm a farm.
Right.
And we wanted to have people enjoy that, because one of the biggest things about being a fifth generation farmer, you know, one of the most important things is the preservation of the land.
Absolutely.
So we've had that land for 150 years, and we're the stewards of that land.
That's right.
And we have a responsibility to pass that land on to future generations. And that's in a lot of farmers. So the land Michelle and I are married to the land as much as we are married to the farm.
Just come on out and be in a better mood. So Riley, can you guys, we're gonna go to break, and when we come back,
sure,
we're gonna have a little bit of fun with you. So let's see those. No cheating, okay?
Okay.
You're gonna look in this box. I've given you both some crayons, and there are a couple pieces of paper. Don't cheat now. You're gonna answer about 5 questions, and when we come back, we're gonna see how well you guys know each other.
Oh, okay.
The dating game.
We'll be right back.
When I get stressed about things and I'm ready to throw in the towel, you will never throw in the towel. I do like going there.
All right, it's a 1 and 2.
It's my favorite.
I wish I could sit there and have a cup of coffee and some biscuits and gravy.
That's it.
With delicious
Very cool.
Virginia peanuts that some are seasoned, some are plain.
Yeah.
I highly recommend starting at a community college such as John A. because we are a smaller step for the transition to college. It's a big transition for anybody, and a lot of times for students with disabilities, it's an even bigger transition. And so we have a great student success center here where we have a staff that's dedicated to really helping that student succeed.
Look at this, the little crayons. I love these crayons. We're such a fancy show. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Michelle's age when you met.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Did you have an ego when you met?
Considered a GMO?
No, that's different. There's a lot of
Oh, that's so.
My dad came here in the early 50s and started. My name's John Smith. My brother Terry and I have Smith Dairy Farm. We're producers of milk for Prairie Farms Dairy. We're outside at 4:30 in the morning. Cows need fed 365 days a year, and you learn the mannerisms of each animal. You learn who they are. Prairie Farms, they depend on us to be finished milking at a time when the truck's going to come to get the milk. We're all one big team.
Proudly farmer-owned.
It's part of what we've been raised to do.
Prairie Farms.
So Michelle and Wayne are successful entrepreneurs, married how many years?
32 years.
32 years, okay? And they still like each other. I mean, it's just a picture perfect, or at least that's the way we're gonna portray it right here, right now. So it's always fun to have husband and wives, you know, recount or look back on or think about some of the earlier days, you know, before business and kids and all those things. So what we wanna do is just a quick little quiz about one another, and then we'll have a little speed round at the end that you can redeem yourself if you miss like all the answers, okay? All right, so they've both answered these questions. We had cameras on them the whole time. They were not peeking, and if we do catch a shot where Wayne or we'll show it. We'll just share it with you right there. But okay, first question, here we go. How old were you, Michelle, when you met Wayne?
22.
What'd you say?
23.
Oh, okay. Younger woman. She was younger. Right? 22. 22.
No,
All
actually,
right.
she's older.
22,
So
23.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you sure you were 22 when you met? Okay.
I turned 23.
Okay.
While we were
They
dating.
turned 23
Yeah, while
together.
we were dating,
okay.
yeah.
Most romantic date. Where did you go? Maybe the location, or you can give details, whatever you want.
I said Forest Park. That's where he proposed in St. Louis, my hometown.
I put our favorite place we go to for our anniversaries and so forth, which is a place in Cape Girardeau called Celebrations.
Celebrations. Do you agree with that?
I do like going there.
All right. It's a 1 and 2.
My favorite.
Okay. All right. Here we go. This was the one that I think you were a little. Okay, no. Wayne's best quality. What you got?
Perseverance.
Oh, I like that.
When I get stressed about things and I'm ready to throw in the towel, he will never throw in the
There's
towel.
your guy right there. He's in your corner. What you got?
I said get her done.
Hey, I like it. Perseverance. That's it. Get her done. So that's good.
Even if it no longer makes sense.
That's right. Just
He's
get it done.
finishing it.
All right, here we go. So his bad habit.
Oh, Lord. Underestimating the time it will take.
That's a good one. She's right.
She ain't wrong.
I get rabbit holed.
Okay.
I spend too much time checking into stuff, and I just
doesn't
know when to lay it down sometimes.
I see. I see.
I like
All right.
I like to learn stuff.
There you
so
go.
Sometimes
That's not
I get
necessarily
rabbit
real bad. Okay. Her bad habit.
Well, she's very difficult to travel with because she drinks a lot, so we can't get anywhere.
Soda. Water. Let's clarify.
She drinks a lot. Oh, that's forever gonna go down.
So it's very hard to get from point A to point B at long distance.
So once the
So that's kind of a funny one. I mean,
right.
yeah.
He isn't wrong either.
She'll agree with that one.
Our kids hate it. If a trip's going to take 8 hours, it's going to take 12 hours.
You got to be careful where you go to on the bad habit thing. with
All
your
right.
wife.
A bladder's like a
You
china
guys-
berry
you
when you're
guys will know,
traveling,
yeah.
right? You gotta. Okay. What did you said?
I put over planning ideas. I can take a simple idea and turn it into
Goes with the rabbit hole.
That's it. That's it. Okay. So here we go. We'll just let you point at one another. You're good. You're good with your boxes. Did we answer? I think we answered all the questions. That's a great married couple right there. Wouldn't you guys agree? Yeah. All right. I love that. I love that. All right. There's compromise and all of that. So we're just gonna point at one another. Okay. Pretty rapid fire. You ready? You want to practice? Like you point at her, she point at you. Okay. You got your finger ready? All right. Who said I love you first? Okay. Who has the worst temper?
Oh.
I'll even agree.
I love it. Okay, especially when you don't stop and she's got to go to the bathroom. It's bad.
You're right. You're right.
All right. And finally, who is most affectionate?
We're
Say
pretty
both,
close. Yeah,
even.
we'll give it double finger here. Yeah.
Good deal. Well, thanks so much for coming out. Is there anything else that you want to say that maybe I didn't ask you about, or just invite people to your place?
The biggest question that we've been getting is, what are you doing for your 150th?
Right.
We're planning a lot of exciting things, and we're going to try to highlight not just our farm, but Southern Illinois in the process.
Awesome.
It really is, I feel, after 150 years, it's a regional thing. And we plan to update our website in the spring as we get a little bit closer to season and roll out our 150th. And we plan to do it across the entire year so that everybody can get a chance to come out and be part of it. So follow our website and our social for the updates.
Making all those generations proud.
Yes, and I really want to thank people for supporting local. I think the farmers all across the nation, maybe even across the world, have gotten a greater appreciation from their customers since COVID. Realized how important we are, and realize how important it is to support local farmers, because we want to be able to produce food and to have food for everybody no matter where you live.
That's right. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, you guys. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back. Very good, guys.
Thank you.
That was awesome.
So this is actually coffee in here. It's just
That's
it's a
gorgeous.
beautiful packaging.
Yes.
We have big new shakers of Magic Dust now, giant size, and we just started bottling our brisket rub.
It does dip into historical fact, like Edgar Allan Poe was at West Point in the 1830s.
Poe, I need you to discreetly infiltrate the cadets. What is this? Blood. Simple.
And we are spieling it once again in our Prairie Farms kitchen. And look, this lady next to me really doesn't need an introduction. She comes from a long, long line of just remarkable people, number one. Number two, very successful people. Amy Mills. Welcome. Yes. I was a fan. Your dad, Mike Mills, just really, when you say Mike Mills, it's like barbecue and learning from him and seeing all of his accomplishments. We even followed him once to Memphis, you know, to watch him compete there. And you've done a great job just coming along, and the old timers and the old guys like Mike, they didn't really know how to market themselves, but that's where you came in beautifully. And I know that you made him proud, and I know that you guys did a lot of pretty incredible things for years and years. And now Mama Faye gets that same kind of loving.
Yes, she does. We are so excited to be here talking about Faye. But first, thank you for having me, and thank you for those kind words. I'm going to get a little teary. We're not supposed to do that today. But Faye is our homage to my grandmother, Mike's mother. And we called her Mama Faye. There are 10 grandchildren, and we revered her. She was a Depression-era widow. She was widowed with 3 of her 5 children still at home, and she went to work. She became the first fuller brush woman in the country. She bought some property and turned part of it into rentals, and then lived in part of it herself. She made our family barbecue sauce and sold it.
Till she was, what, 90 something?
Yes.
In her 90s?
In
She's
her
still
90s,
doing it for the restaurant.
Still doing barbecue sauce. We had to supplement a little bit at that time, but she made it every week, and she was just such a go-getter. So I'm so excited to really introduce the female side, a little more of the feminine side of our company. And this is just a beautiful homage to her.
It's lovely, and you know, I know you were very specific and intentional with colors and the way that you wanted it to look and how you want people to feel.
This was an old car dealership, this building, and we have painstakingly restored it. The front part that would have been the car showroom has now just been meticulously restored, and it houses Faye. So it's coffee, breakfast, lunch, gourmet provisions and gifts, and just it's become a beautiful community gathering place. It makes me so happy when I come in and people are working in the window at their computers, having meetings, families, moms and children are running around. It's everything we really wanted it to be.
All right, show us what we can experience and what we can get.
So many things. So this is just a little selection of our gourmet provisions. And these are things I really chose because you can't get them elsewhere. We have fabulous products made in Southern Illinois, and we have a few of those. But these are things that you would have to travel all over to purchase. And a lot of these are made by friends, so that's really exciting.
Oh, good.
I have spent a lot of time in Boston, and this is a friend of mine on the South Shore of Boston in Duxbury, Massachusetts, and she harvests sea salt, and a lot of the bottles we have seasonings in them, but these are just wonderful sea salts for cooking. A friend of mine in Kentucky has this Curious Kitchen, boozy cherries.
Love that.
I have some beer cheese and some other items of hers coming along too. Jack Rudy cocktails. We have all kinds of tonics and syrups and bitters and things to make cocktails. This red clay hot sauce. This is a very hot thing right now. Hot. See what I did there? This is a friend of mine in Charleston, South Carolina.
Okay.
She has this hot honey, hot sauce.
You have to leave this because the hot ones, we do those challenges on occasion, and we've yet to find one that, because you know the hot ones challenges, you've got to keep interviewing the person while eating. Do you think we could do that on this? Okay, it's not
too
debilitating.
hot.
Okay,
No, it's
perfect.
not.
Okay.
It's meant as an accent.
I got it.
Yes,
Got it.
exactly. So, and then obviously we have gift boxes. So we really encourage people to put together. These are my favorite seasonings or jams or jam and honey and tea or coffee. Here's one with margarita mix.
Great
and then
gift
some
to give
snacks.
somebody.
Exactly.
Really great gift.
Just a nice gift that's consumable. I think sometimes we don't need any more tchotchkes.
No, and Faye's name on it. Okay, stamp of approval there.
The coffee that we serve is really special. It is called Onyx. It's roasted in Rogers, Arkansas, and they are really considered top tier coffee roasters. They are to coffee what we are to barbecue.
Okay.
We're making our own syrups. We have a lavender that we make with lavender from the Shawnee Hills Lavender Farm.
Wonderful.
Making vanilla bean, Valrhona chocolate. This is actually an iced latte.
Bound to love it because it's southern weather. You hear me? Southern weather, Rob. You want to go south when you read that label, don't you? You do.
Absolutely. You need to try this. So this is an iced lavender latte.
So it's just ready to go.
It's ready to go.
There it is.
Hope you like it. Not too sweet.
Wow.
Isn't that interesting?
Mm-hmm.
And
I'd hang out at Faye's just drinking this.
I know. Every day in the summer, I have a lavender latte.
That's wonderful.
And I love that it came right from our backyard.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We do have a bar at 17th Street, and we really have a highly edited selection of cocktails. So we have a lavender margarita. We have a French 75, an espresso martini, a mimosa made with the best orange juice you've ever had because we squeeze it right there. And then we have our Bloody Mary. And our Bloody Mary base is actually Zing Zang, and we add a lot of things to it. The recipe is actually in our Praise the Lard book, but we add tomato, we add clamato, lots of different seasonings and salt to make that Bloody Mary. And then of course the skewer is what's especially delicious about a Bloody Mary, right?
People get crazy nowadays.
It's the fun part.
You can come in and you see a cheeseburger sitting on a skewer.
A Cornish game hen.
That's crazy.
Exactly. And at 17th Street, we rim with a magic dust, but here we're using this red clay, same brand as the hot sauce, spicy rimming
Now, would
salt.
Dad approve, though? You know how he was about his...
I think he'd be okay with it.
Oh, okay.
Because, of course, there's magic dust in that. Magic
dust,
Mary.
baby.
We call this a Magic Mary.
So I like
you have to try it.
Okay. So how much vodka? Like half vodka, half...
To taste. Vodka to taste. Be careful. I probably put that a little full. Sorry about that. And I did not add the vodka yet, but we could do that.
No, this mix... okay, because you start with this base and you add, that's perfect.
We add clamato, we add celery salt, Worcestershire, we had a lot of things.
Let's make sure to get a bigger glass so we can transfer this over and we'll add the vodka when we come back.
We could do that.
Are we going to go to break? And then when we come back, we got other stuff?
Yes.
All right, let's do that. We'll be right there. Or we'll be right back. You stay there. See? And I didn't even have any vodka in it. What? Just wait.
They shaved my hairline back to try and give them that prominent forehead. I did think my forehead was big enough, but I went, no, we're going to go further with it. So
We should make a stand. Together is one, just a woman and a man.
Tim Estiloz tell you more.
With enough patience, the suspect will often interrogate himself.
Captain! Up here! There's a body!
Hi, Harry. It's a pleasure to chat with you. I really enjoyed your film.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You know, I found that this is a very fascinating fictional thriller that also incorporates the real-life Edgar Allan Poe, which is played by you. So what was it about that blend of fiction and reality that influenced the way that you approached this role?
Yeah, I think that's so true. I think it's a combination of this very rich Gothic landscape, which is fictionalized and very much living in the Edgar Allan Poe world. And then kind of running this narrative, which is very thriller, it's very taut, it's very tight, but also it does dip into historical fact. Like Edgar Allan Poe was at West Point in the 1830s. He did last there a year and then got himself kicked out because he had enough. That fusion between those two things was a fascinating thing to try and get my head around. And also in terms of preparing for the role, that was very much my way of going about that as well. Reading as much as I could about him as a person and obviously his own works, and then having the room to reinvent our idea of who this man was.
Well, the Edgar Allan Poe that many of us are familiar with is the extraordinarily talented, but at times very troubled author of these Gothic stories, these Gothic tales, as well as detective stories. So how is the Edgar Allan Poe in this story quite different?
I said, okay, I think we need to get at the end of the film to that more darker, more Gothic, more macabre figure. And then at the beginning, it should kind of be very different. He should feel very young. He should feel very innocent, vulnerable. I constantly thought he was in a sense of performance mode. Both his parents were actors, and I think he loved being theatrical. And I thought that was something I could lean into. So yeah, we meet a very optimistic, very strange, awkward young man. As it plays out, we find ourselves with a sort of darker, gloomier version of Poe, and maybe it might go to answer answer the reasons why he turned into the man that he became. So that was definitely my challenge in the film.
Poe, I need you to discreetly infiltrate the cadets. What is this? Blood, symbols, rituals. Oh my lord.
Man will do most anything to cheat death.
And you share a great many scenes with Christian Bale, who plays a detective that the two of you are investigating these rather gruesome murders at West Point, but there's an underlying sort of father and son relationship that develops over the course of the film.
Absolutely, yeah. I think when we first meet them, they're both outsiders. They're very different, of course, very different characters. But I think for Poe in Landor, he sees a sense of belonging to something. His entire life, I think Poe tried to find that sense of home, that sense of belonging. And I think in Landor, he finds that, I think. And that's what makes their relationship so sincere. To me, I find it a very moving and beautiful relationship.
And I also understand the makeup that was used for you in terms of, the hairstyle, as well as you not sporting the trademark Edgar Allan Poe mustache. And you felt that was important to approaching this character.
Absolutely, absolutely. They shaved my hairline back to try and give him that prominent forehead. I did think my forehead was big enough, but they went, no, we're going to go further with it. So they went. They went quite far, actually, which was great because it immediately changes how your face moves, and suddenly your eyebrows become more expressive because it's got a bigger space to be in. So that was wonderful. And yeah, the moustache was, I thought, a great move, because obviously it's a very iconic thing that we recognize, but that's not what we're doing. We are challenging people's perception of that. And so it's quite nice to give us a bit more room in terms of people coming to this character again. And so I thought it was a nice balance between things you'd recognize in him, but also things that were new. And I'm glad we didn't go for the tash in the end.
Well, I congratulate you on a great film. The film is called The Pale Blue Eye, debuting on Netflix, and congratulations, and looking forward to more works from you coming up in the future.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
We're no closer to finding who's responsible for this than we were a month ago! We are closer. It's only a matter of time.
There's no way they're all here.
They're all here.
Are you kidding me? Toss the straight jacket. Thank you, Lucas.
And all
Great on fish, great on beef. It's even good with chips.
Hey guys, I'm Michaela Lane and welcome to my tour bus. Okay.
They're experiencing your enthusiasm, your love.
What is it that you want to achieve every day? What is that footprint that you're trying to leave?
The Spiel presents your own 100% original new music.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Jonny Coller, and got a little song for you today. It's called Good Times. It's off my EP, Chapters, if you want to check that out on Spotify. Just a little song about the ups and downs of being in love, and hopefully the good times outweigh the bad. A little something like this.
Used to know some women loved and hated me, 'cause they were never okay with the way I wanted to be. Now I got me a woman, she got personality. I'm so glad she's standing next to me, 'cause I can't go back in time. Sometimes I wish I could forget about the bad times and remember all the good. Stop living in a bad dream, 'cause I wish my baby would forget about the bad times, remember all the good. Well, I wasted so much time trying to fall in love, looking for a woman from heaven above. Now I think it's time we should make a stand. Together is one, just a woman and a man. 'Cause I can't go back in time. Sometimes I wish I could forget about the bad times and remember all the good. Stop living in a bad dream, 'cause I wish my baby would forget about the bad times and remember all the good. Cause I can't go back in time. Sometimes I wish I could forget about the bad times and remember all the good. Stop living in a bad dream, cause I wish my baby would Forget about the bad times and remember all the good.
You know, relationship, like so many relationships with women and
with no women. I mean, men are just as guilty at times.
We continue to offer individual outpatient therapy, family therapy. We also offer video visits. We basically want everybody to know that you're not alone. Going through this pandemic, going through any stress that happens, anxiety, depression, grief, we are here for you.
We all have vulnerabilities. It's highly treatable, highly manageable, and there is access. And we want to make it so easy that you just walk in and we'll take it from there.
The Student Success Center is an interesting place because it brings together several different resources for students. The Tutoring Center, the Writing Center, counseling, the TRIO program, and disability services. What's amazing is that one student may actually need all of those services, and now we can all work really well together to identify what the student needs, make sure that they get it quickly, and then work collaboratively to make sure that support system stays strong.
Okay, so being observant here, I have to ask a couple things, right?
Mm-hmm.
You obviously like the legends because you've got Waylon here, but if this is like a variation of the cassette tape, did you ever have cassette tapes? You're not of the age.
I had a few, like
Okay.
I got a little stereo and
Look
like
at
a
you.
record player and like a little speaker thing. That's actually a cover up, but
Okay.
yeah,
Waylon.
and I had to get like the Rolling Stones.
Of
and,
course you did.
I mean,
yeah.
I'm
All
trying
right.
to get a tattoo actually tomorrow that says old school. I'm like, that's my,
So you understand when I say Johnny, you are good then, right? Like Johnny be good? Isn't that
oh,
cool?
maybe I should
See?
get that. Maybe I should get that.
That's it, right
Not
there.
on my face, but
No, you might as well put unemployable or whatever.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Okay, so look, you walked in, you're very different. You come with some of these really cool enhancers or toys or whatever it is. You know, obviously you love to refer to yourself as just a good old guy with a guitar.
Yeah.
And, you know, you're playing some music and telling some stories. Where did that love come from? You said 20 some odd years ago you started playing guitar.
I guess both my parents were actually like music majors, and they both went to Murray State. And my dad was actually a band director, and so I played like the trombone in like grade school, and then got kind of. I wasn't getting the women, I guess. As
Right,
much
with the trombone. I get it. I get it.
So I kind of like learned the drums and then moved on to like acoustic guitar and like did like a talent show in high school and then like played at church.
Okay.
And
then you're beating the girls off with the guitar.
Yeah,
you know,
pretty much.
Yeah. See, sorry about that. So, you know, I watched you when you came into the studio and before you sat down to perform. It's always fun to ask people, do you have any pre-show rituals or things that you do as a musician before you start?
I don't know, maybe warm up in the car or something like that.
How does that go? Is it like a me?
It's more of like singing along to like kind of the same genre songs, like
loudly.
Yeah, I guess. I guess when I was like in high school chorus and whatnot, I would do like the yippies and the do re mi's. But no, as far as warm ups, I mean, just drink a lot of water.
Okay. Anything that you like to do?
I'll say a prayer, you know.
Yay. The man upstairs. Love that. Okay, that's awesome. Now we've connected. I really love that.
Yeah.
So what can we expect from you in the future? What do you want to do? What are those aspirations?
I mean, I just recently became a father about 10 months ago, so
I did see that cutie on your social.
Yeah, so I'm trying to provide for him. And
Is he scared of this at all, or does he just?
He likes to yank it.
Okay.
He likes to pull
Do you
on
hide
it.
his toys in there and stuff?
Yes.
On occasion.
Yes.
Love that. Okay, that's cute.
Yeah, his rattlers. You know, I do a little rattling, but
they're in here somewhere.
he likes my glasses too. But
That's
these are
awesome.
recent too. But
that changes everything, right? Fatherhood.
Yes. So I'm like trying to provide for him mostly, and play like I don't know, not go as far as like central Missouri.
Okay.
Maybe go to Kentucky a few times this summer, but
Okay.
I'm trying to get at least like 3 to 4 gigs a week.
Yeah.
To,
But stay near. To
yeah,
be there for
to
him.
be self-employed rather.
Right. There will come a day that he's big enough, old enough, he can carry Dad's gear, and then you guys can go do gigs together.
Exactly.
It'll be perfect.
I'm going to be like 50 when he's graduating, but
Hey,
it's all
that's
good.
all right. That's all good. All right. Tell him what you want him to know. You want him to follow you, look for some music, that type thing.
Yeah, be on the lookout for a new album. It's called Hills and Hollers. And I'm working on that currently, recording in Murfreesboro at my friend Eric Zars's house.
Okay.
He actually works for Third Man Records, which is Jack White's record label. So he does some recording with them.
Johnny.
Stuff like that.
Pretty
Angie.
good. Before you know it, you're going to have like your name here, Johnny, on your tape, right? Or your
Probably
EP or
on
whatever
the
you call it.
bicep. I don't know.
That's it. All right. Thank you so much for coming out. We
Thank you for
appreciate it.
having me.
Very
Appreciate it.
talented. We'll be right back. Play a little ditty. Go ahead.
Yeah, a little ditty.
That's a ditty. Rob, that's a ditty.
By definition.
By definition.
My name is Martha Peebles, and I'm the Associate Professor and Program Coordinator of the Medical Assistant Program here at John A. Logan. I think the best thing for me is seeing my students blossom and seeing them in their jobs as medical assistants. Students come to me, they're working a job they're not real happy with, and then they come and they graduate and they get jobs. It's a change in their lifestyle, not only their career, but a change in their lives that is just remarkable.
So at the Spiel, we want to give you things that you can use. We want you to be resourceful. I mean, there may come a day that to enjoy a Bloody Mary, because you haven't prepared properly, that you might need to consume it out of a pitcher like this. And I think it works. I mean, as long as you enjoy it, it's going to be embarrassing when I see this air, but it's fine, you know. But you know, the charcuterie is so big right now, and people are sometimes intimidated, and they're like, "Oh, I couldn't possibly do that." Now, because of Amy, you can do it, and she's going to take away the show here. Go ahead.
Wonderful. Well, thank you. We are actually having this little heart-shaped charcuterie and cheese class on Monday, February 13th at Faye. So sign up for that if you would like to join us. But a good rule of thumb in putting together a board like this is that good mix of cheese and charcuterie. And charcuterie is really referring to your cured meat. So these salamis that I have here. So I've put together most of this board, about 3 ounces per person of each meat and cheese is a rule of thumb if this is an hors d'oeuvre. And if you want this to really be a heavier meal, you would want to go up to about 6 ounces per person, and obviously much bigger. This is going to be more for 2 to 4 people, depending on how hungry they are. So what I'm doing now, that I have the base here, I have a mixture of cheeses and meats, and I'm just filling in the holes. So I'm going to add some grapes.
Being intentional with color?
Being lots of color. So we have red, we have orange, we have the colors of the meat, we have the olives, we have a little jar of jam. I can open up that. It's good to have some different textures of food, so I'm just going to put some of these delicious Marcona almonds in here. And right now I'm just filling up all the holes. And then a great way to fill the holes is, of course, some blueberries, and we're just going to add more color with that.
Blueberries, another miracle or magic. Like, you eat blueberries, I think they're even making the claim now that it helps to prevent like cancer.
Exactly.
Wards it off.
Antioxidant, so good for you. And then, of course, some little sprigs of green. I wish you could smell this. It's very fragrant rosemary. Delicious.
Beautiful.
I have a little tiny sterling spoon for the jam, and then some beautiful knives for the cheeses.
Wonderful. And now people have gotten absolutely crazy with breakfast foods and such, so I'm just eyeing that creation there on
Well,
the
let
end,
me
too.
tell you about this, and this is really what brought me here today, because one of your producers had this French toast and said, "Can you please come on the Spiel?" She had no idea that we are old friends, and I've been here before. But as I mentioned, our menu is really breakfast and lunch, and people are ordering salads for breakfast and they're eating French toast for lunch, and I love it.
We don't judge.
No
You're
judging.
okay.
No, it's all delicious and good. So these are 2 of our most popular items. We have this biscuit sandwich, and you can get it with sausage that we make in-house. It's eggs. This is bacon from Winnemans in St. Laborie, and then our pimento cheese.
Yes.
And so that just makes a delicious sandwich.
I love that.
And then our piece de la resistance is the French toast. So we have made it healthy with all of these bananas and strawberries. We have a praline sauce that we use for the syrup. And then of course, we dust that with some powdered sugar before we serve it.
That is beautiful.
Isn't that beautiful? And then you can just...
My butt got bigger just
You
looking
can
at
just
it.
go right on down the middle with this
It's
delicious
so good.
syrup.
Do we get to sample it?
I think you have
Yeah,
to.
we're gonna have to sample that. So what else? I mean, just social media is beautiful. You can see things, you can know things, just stay in touch, or where else would you like them to go?
Absolutely. I would love people to know about the classes that we're having. So we have
Yes.
cocktail classes, make your own charcuterie board class.
Love that.
We have guest chefs who are popping up. We're really trying to be a community gathering place.
Bravo. Faye would be proud.
Thank
I
you.
love that.
Thank
Love
you.
that. All right, so we'll be right back. Stay right there. So at GM in the Spiel, we try to be understanding, giving, personable. We like for those who are part of our team to be allowed to express themselves. And that's why we adopted this segment called What's on Your Mind, right? So what a better way, a better time than the end of the show to put Brandon on the couch. Brandon was randomly selected. But Brandon, how are you?
I'm doing all right.
Are you comfortable?
Yeah.
Can we get you anything? Don't say no because it's a lot of work otherwise.
I would like, no, I'm
Okay,
good.
good, that long list. So it is important for you to encourage people around you to just, speak their minds. Not that you will always like what they have to say, but sometimes it can be quite enlightening, as we've learned from some other team members. But Brandon, what's on your mind?
People should really value their loved ones.
Yes.
Because
very
you really never know what could happen. You could
That's
be
right.
on top of the world and then things could just radically
That's right.
change in a day. I bring this up because, as you know, I'm very much involved with professional wrestling.
Wrestling, yes. Many times he takes people down on the floor just randomly.
Yeah,
It's like, you can't do that.
DDT Rob when he's least expecting it.
That's right.
So a couple days ago, an incident happened in the community involving a wrestler who's very well known and respected amongst a lot of people, named Jamin Pugh, or professionally known as Jay Briscoe.
Right.
He really got started with his career on a show called Ring of Honor, which is a very long-standing show, 20 plus years, very
Big fan base.
Big fan base. And he was there from the very first show that they ever made.
Wow.
And a couple days ago, he passed away in a fatal car accident.
You never know.
Only a month after having one of the biggest matches of his entire life.
Wow.
His two daughters in the car, one of them I believe was critically injured and may still be in the hospital. But since then I've seen an outpouring of response from that community.
Yes.
And you really never know how someone has affected everyone in their lives until they do pass away.
That's right.
And
What's
then
your
all of
footprint?
the stories.
We say
come
that
out.
all the time. What's your footprint? What are you going to leave behind? And you're not promised tomorrow, so we should most certainly make the most of today. And he's likely today being remembered in the exact way that he would hope to be, which there's something to be said for that.
He touched everyone's lives and made everyone feel like family in and out of the ring. I think that is what we should all strive to leave when we do inevitably pass, because it could really just come out of nowhere.
It's going to happen. Nobody gets out alive.
Live like you're not going to have tomorrow. Cherish everyone you have, and
No
because
doubt.
tomorrow they may not be here.
You know what? Very well said. I have to be a little cruel, okay? So I put you on the couch to share, and thank you for sharing that. It will be lamented for time, and they could be watching this in 2025. This happened in 2023. So look it up, a notable story, a notable individual, and obviously it touched you, and you just did a great thing, so thank you for that. But what I want to do is, Brandon is also known for, wouldn't you agree, Rob, sort of that brain teaser guy, like he kind of throws things out on occasion, and it's like, okay, that really made me think about that. Okay, he's most certainly that guy. So just, would you be okay with just maybe a brain teaser or two?
Yeah.
Okay. And this will make you think at home, maybe. So, and this is good because you need to be asked to think on occasion. All right, are you with me? But in 1990, you with me? Rob's probably gonna have to do some math over here on the screen. In 1990.
That was before I was born.
A person is 15 years old. In 1995, that same person is 10 years old. How can this be?
Benjamin Button. Time travel. No, you got me there.
Rob, you want to guess? The person was born in 2005 BC.
Oh, yeah, year goes backwards.
You guys get it?
She tricked us.
Are you intrigued?
You didn't say it was 1995 BC.
I didn't come up with the brain teaser. I think Forbes or somebody really important came up with the brain teasers, okay? So, and then I got one more, and this is really, really, really cool because this is the kind of stuff that I like to just whip out and use all the time. So, you ready? I got to find it again. I mean, I found it and then it was gone. And what is unusual about the following words? Revive, banana, grammar, voodoo, assess, potato, dresser, and uneven.
Are they all the same amount of syllables?
No, I think not. I think not.
I was gonna say they all have double consonants, but they don't.
Okay, well, the show is only an hour, so we got to get out. You ready? I'm going to give it to you.
Okay.
I want you to think on this. I want you to use it at a party, and then I want you to say thank you, Spiel, for making me cool like this. Rob's still counting on his fingers over there like, what are the words? Take the first letter of each of those words and place it at the end, and it spells the same word backwards.
Oh.
That is genius, and that is what's on your mind now. That's it. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
You okay?
I am.
All right, good.
I'm a little traumatized by how cool those words are.
Don't include this. I'm on like 2 hours of sleep and a ghost interview right now, so I'm feeling great.